Hi, everyone. Welcome to today's Ambassador Orientation meeting. Thank you so much for joining us. So today, I will be moderating the conversation. My name is Veronica Varela Reyes. I am PMWL's Mentorship and Engagement Coordinator. If you have any questions after today, you can feel free to reach out to me through these various formats. So before we get started, I want to cover a few housekeeping items. For this meeting, you'll be able to turn on your own video and audio. So it's slightly different than our usual webinar, so you'll actually be able to talk. Please remain muted until we open up for questions, which will be later on in this conversation. If you don't want to open your video and audio, you can feel free to submit your questions through the chat function, and I'll be able to answer them that way. So let's go ahead and get started. So our agenda today, our vision, today we will cover more about the Ambassador Initiative. So we will cover about the vision, the qualities that we're looking for in an ambassador, some of the roles that we're looking to fill, the time commitment, the benefits for becoming an ambassador, the application process, and then we'll do our Q&A. So first off, what is our vision? Our vision is to reinforce or develop the skills of women in our community, in our PMWL community like yourselves, while contributing to our mission, which is to diversify station leadership in public media. With that vision, we determined some of the qualities that we're looking for in an ambassador, and here they are. So the first one, we're looking for someone who believes in our mission to diversify station leadership. So not only do we want to diversify station leadership, but we also want to continue supporting the leadership and professional development journeys of women like yourselves in our industry. We're also looking for someone who's willing to share or learn new skills, someone who's willing to be malleable in that sense. Also, someone who values collaboration. One of the reasons why PMWL has been so successful is because we value and trust our team. So we want to make sure that whoever joins our team shares those values with us. We're looking for someone who is detail-oriented, someone who's technologically savvy. I will note though, these are all the qualities that we brainstormed when we were seeking, okay, what kind of person do we want for an ambassador? These were the things that came to mind, but these are not all encompassing, which means if there's one quality that you're like, oh, maybe I don't fit that, or I have 4, but not the 5, that's totally fine. If when we're painting this picture of the kind of ambassador that we're looking for, if that sounds like you, reach out to us. We want to hear from you. So now the fun part, what are the roles that we're looking to fill? So we're looking to fill a research and content lead. We're also looking for a webinar producer, a social media expert, an in-person event moderator and host. So in terms of the research and content lead, this will be someone who will keep us in the loop of any person we should be reaching out to or any topic we should be talking about to our community. The webinar producer would be very hands-on with me, collaborating with me on the production of the advanced webinar series. We have 6 more webinars coming up this year, so the person would work with me all the way from reaching out to potential panelists and speakers to actually moderating or dealing with the technical aspects of the live broadcast. So that would be something that someone would be working with me on. The social media expert would be someone who keeps us in the loop of everything social related. So we currently have a Facebook page, a company page. We have our Facebook group, which is 2,200 women strong, which is something to be very proud of. We also have a Twitter account and a LinkedIn account. So someone who can keep us in the loop of what is coming next for the platforms, fresh content, that kind of thing. And then for the in-person event moderator and a host, we're looking for someone who would be able to lead conversations either at sessions that we lead on behalf of PMWL or at actual workshops and events. So we have coming up TechCon, we have coming up Brave Talk at the PMDMC. So there's a lot of events in store for this year, but this person would help us with presenting and leading the break sessions, perhaps. We'll see where that goes, but we really want someone who is willing to be out there and put their name beside PMWL. And then now the time commitment. So we're looking for someone who can commit from 5 to 10 hours a month, of course, as available, and this includes monthly meetings. It really will depend on the kind of role that the person selects or applies for. So these times vary, but this is the average that we've determined based on what we're looking to complete this year. Then what are the benefits? The benefits, you'll get free entrance to all of the PMWL events. So you'll get free entrance to Breakthrough, Brave Talk, and all the other events that we have in store this year. You'll also get website recognition. So we'll actually be creating a landing page for our ambassadors on our website where we'll put your headshot, your bio, any fun information that you want to include there, perhaps your portfolio, anything you want to include within our landing page, we will be sure to include. And lastly, networking opportunities with leaders. One of the really nice things that I've been able to experience as the mentorship and engagement coordinator is that I'm networking with leaders across the country, whether it's for webinars, whether it is for in-person events. I've been able to really build partnerships in that regard with these leaders, and that's something that we want to also provide for our community. So that's something that's really cool. And then the last thing, the way to become an ambassador is you apply. So if after today's orientation meeting, you decide this sounds like something right up my alley, I'll be sharing this email with all of you registrants and also on social for people to apply. And the application includes very easy questions such as, what is your superpower? Why do you want to become an ambassador? And anything else you'd like to share with us. All right, so now let's talk. Let's open it up for questions. If you have any questions, feel free to unmute yourselves or submit through the chat function. I am now all yours. Does anybody have any questions? Thanks, Amy, for your questions. So you can apply for one specific job. So we're not looking for one person to fill all 4 roles. We're looking for different people for the 4 roles. So we're only looking for 4 to 5 individuals. The one that would have more than one, the role that would have more than one would be the in-person event moderator host, because we're just going to be all over the country. So it would be that, but yeah, one specific job. If you have interest in more than one, you can include it in your application. Like, this is my top number 1 considered the number 1 role that I want, and then the second one would be this one type of thing. Thank you for your question. Any other questions? You're welcome. If anybody would like to unmute themselves or share their video, you can go ahead and do so as well. Great question, Tiff. So the term for these jobs we're looking for right now for this year, for 2020, there's potential for growth. So definitely keep an open mind in that regard. But yes, it is for 2020 at this moment.
Hi, I have a question. My name is Nicole.
Hi, Nicole. Thank you.
I'm just curious, could you talk a little bit more about Webinar Producer? Mm-hmm. I know you said 5 to 10 hours a month, and it's monthly calls. Mm-hmm. So what really goes into producing the webinar? Do you need someone to put together the slides, etc.?
Great question, Nicole. Thank you. So the Webinar Producer, we create run-through, so run of shows, which are basically our outline for the presenters, where we break down what happens at every minute of the webinar. We also do the slides, but usually the slides, they're in collaboration with the moderator or expert that we bring in. So really the slides, there's already a template. It's more gathering from everybody. Let's say we have a moderator and 3 panelists. So reaching out to moderator, hey, the slides are due this day, to the panelists, hey, the slides are due this day. But more all in all, for the producer, it's someone who wants to reach out to folks. So for instance, part of my role as a webinar producer, what I do is I reach out to experts or panelists. And then from that outreach, I set up calls where I'm basically letting them know more about the opportunities, testing to see if they are interested in the opportunity. And then from there, that's when then I share with them all the details about the webinar. So I tell them when the headshot and bio is due, when the slides are due, when the dress rehearsal is, when the live broadcast is. So all those things, they really add up to 5 to 10 hours a month. And also the actual live broadcast and dress rehearsal. So the dress rehearsal, that's 1 hour, sometimes 30 minutes, depending on how many people are in the call and depending how comfortable people are with tech, with testing that aspect of the webinar. We also, the live broadcast lasts around 1 hour and 15 minutes now. This year we're making them a little longer, and those usually last 1 hour and 45, including tech. So that would be already 2.5 hours, 2 hours and 45 minutes, plus correspondence with panelists and experts, and creating that run of show. The slide deck is pretty much already done. So great question. Did I miss anything? Do you have any other questions about that, Nicole?
Well, actually, I'm curious if the webinar producer you're looking for is someone that you would hope would be researching new people to bring in for the webinars, or is it more you get the tasks and then you go take care of what someone has asked you to do?
So it's a little bit of everything. So with the producer, it's also someone who helps us research for folks. So for the year, we have 6 webinars still coming up. Foreseeing the producer would help me in a couple of them. I would not just give all of them to the producer because it's a lot of work. It's obviously a collaborative effort. So it would be, okay, we're looking for someone to fill the, what's a webinar we have? Coalition building. We have a webinar on coalition building. Let's brainstorm, let's research some panelists for that. And then with the producer, what I would do is I would collaborate with them on that research. And then based on that, I would hand it off to the producer to then reach out to the folks.
So that person would work directly with you and it would just be one person that you're looking for? Okay, thank you.
Yeah, of course. And potentially the producer would also, depending how comfortable they are with the tech, I would want to train them on the Zoom webinar platform that we use so that they're able to do everything that I do basically. So during the live broadcast of webinars, what I do is I make sure that the panel, that their audio is working, that their video is working. I monitor that throughout the live broadcast. So in case something freezes, I'm able to like troubleshoot, like texting the panelists like, hey, your screen froze, feel free to call in, and then we'll move forward the presentation that way. So it's someone also that's able to think on their feet, but obviously with this, they would be working directly with me. If someone does not know anything about producing webinars, I would train them fully. So yeah. Any other questions? Should I go back maybe to the roles slide so that everybody can see them? Let me do that. Here. Let's see. Nobody has any questions? Everything seems pretty straightforward. Okay, are you looking for? Jen, thank you for your question. So we are looking for 1 person per role. That is correct. And yes, this is the very first time we're doing this.
Can you tell us if the application will have more information about each role?
So yes, the application will have a little bit more of a job description for each, so that basically the back and forth that we just went through, Nicole, right now on more information for the webinar producer, the application will include that there as well. But if you have any questions, feel free to also ask them. Yeah.
Thank you.
Of course. Any more questions? Anything else that I should cover that you're interested in learning more about? Great question. The deadline. We have until the end of the month for the application, yeah. And that'll be included within the application, so no worries about that. Let me make sure it is, though. Any other questions? Nope. Okay. So no more questions are coming through. Do you guys have any comments, any thoughts that you want to share? Anything that you'd like to talk about right now about the Ambassador Initiative? Alrighty, so since nobody has any more questions, I'll go ahead and close the meeting. So this presentation, it'll be recorded, so you'll be able to find it within our archive. I'll also email it out. So if you guys have any questions after today, feel free to reach out. So you can either email us at pmwomeninleadership@gmail.com. You can also reach out to us through our various social platforms. So yeah. Thank you so much, everyone, for joining today. We're really excited for the potential to collaborate. And yeah, I'm available if you have any questions via email or via phone call as well. Hope you all have a wonderful day.
Thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome.